and you know, it's a gratifying experience, but at the end of the day, you want to be to win your last game. You know. Well, you know, so I'm gonna put you on the spot here real quick. I'm gonna throw some questions at you, and then I want to get back to this, you know, Alonzo Ball thing. But when you hear, because I was talking to a client earlier today, when you hear inside out or outside in, how would you prefer to play, inside out or outside in, and then explain why?
Honestly, I would prefer to play inside out, only because it's so many different variables. You know, guys that double down, the ball movement, better shot selection, high percentage shots. But you know, me saying that is kind of hard because it really depends on my personnel. Because the team we just mentioned played outside in, and we were pretty, you know, effective doing it. So I think it depends on your personnel. But if I had to build my ideal team, it would be 4 little guards like, you know, Jelly, and, you know, guys like Carrington Ward, really athletic, but mobile big who can score it in the post like Rashawn Holmes, which is crazy as ever because had I been that cutthroat type of business grimy guy, I would have brought Rashawn Holmes back to play on that 2013 team that lost in the national championship. He left as a freshman because it wasn't about our group. It was about the kid, and he had 3 years to play at a D1 school. But we definitely would have won a national championship with Rashawn Holmes playing in the paint.
I forgot about that because he went to. It wasn't Bowling Green. He went to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Okay.
We had him. We had Michael Donald, who would have been a sophomore. He was supposed to play another year. He ended up going and playing at Southern Miss. So he had 3 years at Southern Miss. He should have been on that team. And also Modestus Macelonis. He ended up playing at UNC Greensboro.
Okay.
They all after their first year, and they should have been back with that group that went to the national title.
So you understood that, you know, and I always say it's bigger than basketball, but you understood that you would help the kid out, and in turn you're helping the program that you're sending him to, because now they have 3 years to further develop him, and then he has 3 years to kind of grow into himself, which many people that leave junior college go to, you know, after they graduate, then they only have 2 years, and most Division I schools that want a junior college player, they need a quick fix.
Yeah.
So they're trying, you know, so you may not always go to a good program where you're going to win because they're looking at you specifically to come in and make things happen. And if you don't have no help, well, you go in Division I, but you might not be going to a perfect situation, you know, and I always go back to Buzz Williams told me, you know, about 5 years ago, he said, every job is not a good job. And I had to equate that to life, you know, no matter what. Like you said when we first started, you're doing something now that you really don't want to be doing, you know, but at times we have to do what we have to do. But you have to understand that every job is not a good job. You know, every situation is not a good situation just because you're in that situation, you know. And so, but the other thing that stands out with that, this kid had to be a great student, coach, because if he left after his first year, it means he was a qualifier, right?
29 ACT, baby.
Okay.
3.8 GPA, 29 ACT. Nobody recruited him. Matter of fact, I think Old School, got to give a shout out to Old School, because he was the one that helped me find the kid. I didn't know anything about the kid, man. I called School. I said, School, I need some players. He said, man, I got the guy for you. I called him. Man, I ain't even see the kid play, and I offered him on the phone.
Wow.
Because I trust School that much.
Now, that goes back to relationships. You know, and I was talking to a principal the other day, you know, because of what, you know, with my program, you know, and we do our, you know, after school programs with Bless the Ball. But us as adults make things so difficult. And all that we really have to do is form relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, so based on your relationship with a good friend of both of ours, because old school, shout out to him, took my cousin, Jerron Lee, from Marshall, and he went to Southeastern. Is in the record books for the most 3-pointers made in the national tournament, right? School took a chance on him and said, I'm gonna take you with me. So now, school has been very beneficial in both of our lives. But and that's the business aspect of just life. Sometimes we can get on the phone based on a relationship, and people will do things for us, or we can do things for people. But now we're talking about a young man that is in the NBA now, whose life was changed probably by someone that he didn't even know that was connected with the decision to get him to you. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, that's big. When you look at it and you talk about like 6 degrees separation, even though he may have known school, and this is the business side too that I tell everybody, right? We're talking life and basketball. If you're good, coaches will find you. But you're not coming in the gym. I'm not walking in the gym. No coach looking at this broadcast is walking in the gym just looking at skill level. I was reffing the other day, and I know that you ref too. It's funny because our lives have kind of mirrored each other for a long time, And so I was talking to a kid the other day, and like he had a terrible attitude. And, his mom was doing a scorebook, and, his daddy was coaching, and I'm talking to him, like, if you're really as good as you think you are, let your game talk, and then you let your coach be your advocate. I didn't know at that time that he was, the dog were his parents. But players don't understand that. And I told them, when coaches walk in the gym, we looking at how you sitting on the bench. We're looking at how you walk in the gym. If you got your hat broke off, you got your pants down, you cursing, like everything that you do in life, you're marketing yourself because you are your own brand. You know what I'm saying? So everything that we do, you're being judged and you're being looked at, and you never know who's watching you. So now somebody like old school who saw Holmes can pick up the phone and say, hey, this kid is good. You need to get him. Now you get on the phone just on the strength of old school. Hey, I'm going to give you a scholarship, and now the kid is in the NBA. I mean, it's amazing how God works, but, just how things pan out